Spirit Tribe. Gigi here with Spirit Readings, and I'm so glad and so happy that you're able to join me here today. This is going to be a mini love, career, life reading. These are available if you would like to purchase one for yourself. Usually we focus in on one area. It gets an angel number. You get to ask a personal question, and it depends on which one you decide to go with. I'll drop all of that information in the description down below for you, in case you would like to book one for yourself. And it could be a mixed reading. Usually it's done with the tea leaf, but you can do tea leaf and tarot, however you want to do it, you guys, and you can always add additional cards for $2 a card, or a question for $2, whatever the case may be. So please keep in mind that there are so many of us, so not everything may resonate, and that's perfectly okay. You can just set it to the side for someone else or for later even. It may make more sense as events continue to unfold. Anything and everything is possible when we believe. So if it doesn't apply, you just go on ahead and you let her fly. No harm, no foul, no big deal. Please keep in mind, if you are new here, that I have had strokes, so that can affect my memory. I can really struggle to find my words sometimes. I also have tremors, which can make shuffling a bit difficult for me. I can really struggle with my grip. Sometimes it feels like my hands are just being zapped and I drop cards. So just bear with me, you guys. The message gets out the way that it is meant to. Make sure you run them numbers up on this reading here, guys, especially if you would like to see more like this. When you run them numbers up and you really interact with something, it lets me know, hey, you're enjoying it. And as a content creator, that feels so amazing. So you matter, you're part of the teamwork that makes the dream work here, you guys. So, I don't want to just keep putting up content that nobody likes. Even if I myself like it, but I have to be true to myself as well, and I never know what's going to work until I actually try. So here we are, throwing things at the wall, seeing what sticks, right? All right, so let's start with getting an angel number, and I will look it up, but I also encourage you to look it up yourself. Your guides and your angels may lead you to something else, so all right, Spirit, an angel number for my collective. 1, 4, 9. Okay, 1, 4, 9. Let's look that up. Angel number 149. Let's see. The angel number 149 is often interpreted as a message from your angels to trust your intuition and embrace change as you move towards your spiritual goals and aspirations. 149 as a message of trust and faith. The number 149 is seen as a sign that your angels are guiding you and supporting you on your path, encouraging you to trust your intuition and believe in your abilities. Embrace change and new beginnings. The number 149 can signify that you are on the verge of a new chapter or phase in your life, and you should embrace change and new opportunities with an open mind. I'm also hearing open heart as well here, you guys. Focus on your goals and aspirations. The angel number 149 is a reminder to stay focused on your goals and aspirations and to trust that you are on the right path. Spiritual growth and self-discovery. This number is also associated with spiritual growth and self-discovery, suggesting that you are on a path of enlightenment and transformation. Pay attention to your recurring thoughts. The angel number 149 can be a message from your angels to pay attention to your recurring thoughts, as they may hold important insights and guidance for your journey. And 149 is a prime number. 149 is the 35th prime number, the first prime whose difference from the previous prime is exactly 10. An emirp, I'm not sure if that's right, EMIRP, I have never even heard of that before, so, you know, I wasn't all that great at math in school. I mean, I could add, subtract, multiply, divide after that, you know. And it's also an irregular prime. So, you know, maybe someone, you know, that's really math, good at math, maybe that makes a whole lot more sense for you than it did for me, that last part. So, you know, a little something for everyone here, you guys. So, all right, let's get some tarot. Let's see what's going on, you know, love, career, finances, life, you know, just everything, you guys. So let's see what we're getting here. Thank you, Spirit, for your guidance, your wisdom, your truth in all matters and at all times and in all things. So we do have the Hermit showing up here. That is the energy of Virgo going within, you know, you guys. Some of you may have been retreating from the world to do your own thing. You know, there's so many of us. We have Judgment coming in here as well, a number 20. The Hermit is a number 9 here. I'm going to pull at least one more here. Okay, Spirit said, no, you're going to pull 2 more here. The Queen of Pentacles and the Knight of Pentacles, they kind of came out together there, so maybe put them together there. Okay, so, okay, you want to come out the Emperor. Okay, so the Emperor said, I'm throwing my hat in the ring here as well. The energy of Aries coming out here. I am going to read a little bit from the book on each of these, just because it has cute little like things. The Hermit, there is wisdom in listening to the silence. So, you know, she's sitting there. You could see she's meditating here, you guys. And she has a fire lit here. You know, in the traditional tarot, I guess, you know, the Hermit sitting on top of a cliff with a little lamp, you know, the inner light, inner fire, you know, blazing out into the world so we can see, we can grasp, you know, wisdom, truth, clarity. Alone is not the same thing as lonely. You know, you can be in a crowded room and feel lonely, you guys. So it's a choice. You know, being alone sometimes is what I need in order to get myself grounded. Virgo is an earth sign, so that's the power of the physical body, you know, being grounded, stable, you know, and doing whatever it is that you need to do for yourself, you know, to help yourself grow and expand, you guys. So let's move on to Judgment here. You know, for some, I feel like we could be being too hard on ourselves. You know, I feel like maybe we're learning something new, you know, we're doing something for the first time and there's a learning curve, you guys, and, you know, we expect ourselves to be just perfect right out of the gate. Like, what? You know, I put a lot of pressure on myself. I know that's true for me. Maybe you're the same way. Judgment says, here we go again. Where has your path led you and where will it lead you now? So, you know, you get to choose where you're going here, you guys. And she is playing music. Her little kitty there is chasing butterflies, you know, dancing to the beat of your own drum instead of, you know, following the music someone else is playing. You know, this is your trip. This is your journey around the sun. It is special and unique to who you are. So don't compare it to anyone else. Don't be too hard on yourself, you guys. You know, life can be hard enough all on its own, right? I don't think it really needs any help. So the Queen of Pentacles, you know, fixing your crown here, you guys, for some of us, I feel like, you know, she's grown energy. Usually when the Queen of Pentacles comes out, I feel my own energy there. The deck is like, hey, you know, this is who you are. Not always the case, you know, it can change, but I do associate the Queen of Pentacles with myself. Prosperity and abundance come in many forms, so it's not just one way here, you guys. So you have everything you need and most of what you want. Life is full of gifts if you open your heart and spirit to them. Open heart, open mind. You know, we kind of had that with the angel number. You know, everything needs to be open. You know, you have to be in that divine feminine energy, you know, open and ready to receive the things that are coming your way. And we have Knight of Pentacles. So Knights are young energy here, you guys. Knights are usually about movement. Now, the Knight of Pentacles, he's the slowest of the Knights, okay? You know, you think of Earth. When you plant a seed, it takes a while for, you know, it to bust through the ground and bloom and grow and do all of that. But, you know, just because he's the slowest moving doesn't mean he's not going to get where he needs to go, you know. He's my favorite knight, honestly, and a reminder to slow down, you guys, you know, so we don't miss anything, you know, paying attention to the details, paying attention to your surroundings. The Knight says slow and steady wins the race. Yes, indeed. You know, the rabbit was faster, but he ended up being cocky and lost the race to the turtle in the end. I have all the tools I need for a prosperous and successful future. You know, he's got that pentacle or coin, you could say, in the palm of his hand, you guys. So, you know, he's not worried about being last in the race. You know, like I said, our journey is special and unique to who we are. So we arrive at our journey or our destinations right on time. And where we're at is not our final destination. You know, we're still going and flowing, you guys. So, you know, we have to keep that in mind. And then we have the Emperor here showing up. So, I mean, you do have a king and a queen here. So it could be a divine counterpart here. He has this scroll at his feet, you guys. So, you know, going on an adventure, you know, putting the pieces together, because the Emperor is very wise, you guys. Lead and others will follow. Strength lies not in might, but in experience and the wisdom that comes from it. So, you know, where life has taken him, he has learned many lessons. He has learned what works and what doesn't. And, you know, his dog's resting there beside him, you guys. You know, he is, you know, not worried about anything really, right? Because his wisdom and his strength has not failed him. And we have to learn to be that confident, you know, in our own selves here, you guys. And, you know, sometimes we have to retreat and go within and do our own inner work, you know, hear the music of, you know, our own soul here, you guys, and make sure we're following it instead of the Pied Piper. And, you know, the Queen, I feel like the Queen of Pentacles has a heart of gold here, you guys. Like, you know, and she's grounded, you know, she's rooted in the truth of who she is. You know, the Knight of Pentacles is still going on his journey to reach that king status. So, you know, anything and everything is possible, because the future is a blank canvas that we co-create. You know, we're a co-creator of our destiny. So if we don't like what's coming at us, we have to take a long, hard look. And sometimes that's hard to do because it's like, why is this not working, you know, or something. Or sometimes emotions just hit us real strong. That happened to me yesterday. I was fine, and then all of a sudden I was not fine at all, and it hit me hard, fast, quick. It lasted for a few hours. Like, my husband even asked me what was wrong, and I was literally like, I don't even know, because I truly didn't. But anyway, let's see what we can get here in the love department. Now, this can include self, family, friends, significant other, your work even, you know, literally anywhere that you have love, you guys. And, you know, we are the longest relationship we are going to have is with our own selves. So space for grace, you guys. Take care of yourself. You do have the Feather, someone you know is undependable and insincere. So, you know, it may be, you know, having to weigh it and judge it fairly, you know, and be like, you know what, I need to move away from whoever this person is and cut them out, you know, no longer have access. You have the Rabbit, too much concern with sexual matters. I mean, it is springtime here where I am at. You know, bunnies are going to do what bunnies going to do, right? And, you know, then they have a million babies, right? So maybe for some of you, maybe you are struggling. You know, it could be, maybe this is an addiction for you. Or maybe you're trying to get pregnant and things just haven't been working out and you're just frustrated. You know, maybe go on a little babycation there. You know, or you just really have to check in with your own self and see what's going on, you guys. Something may be imbalanced here. All right, we also have the Vase for secret admirers. So maybe you're going to get some flowers or, you know, some kind of gift here from your secret admirer. Maybe you didn't even realize this person had those kinds of feelings towards you. You know, maybe you have been sitting there like, there's no way that person would even be interested in me, you know, but you may be surprised. Pleasantly surprised even. So let's see what's going on with career and finances. You know, I always like to know what's going on with my money, honey. Give me $1 million, please. Like, how awesome and amazing would that be if you woke up tomorrow and there's just $1 million sitting in your accounts? Like, hello, I manifested that. So we do have the Fox showing up. Shrewdness and resourcefulness, especially in business. But, you know, make sure things are on the up and up. Don't do anything, you know, that is illegal or borderline even, you know, like just on this side of not being illegal. You know, you want to make sure that you're doing things the right way, right? Instead of cutting corners or, you know, like I said, the Rabbit ended up losing the race because of how cocky he got and lazy. Even we have the Mountain Road. You are on the road to success. So even though it may not feel like it sometimes, you know, climbing the mountains is not easy. You know, mountain goats, they are built for that. They can climb with ease. So, you know, be like, hey, yo, mountain goat, help me out. You know, teach me to climb these mountains and make it look graceful and easy. We do have the Scales, keep your life in balance. I did already mention that there. Libra energy coming through here, things in balance. Justice even may be on your side. Maybe you're waiting for some kind of inheritance or some kind of court case, you know, that affects your finances here. You are not alone. Your girl here is still waiting as well. And being in that in-between, being in that waiting waiting period is not a comfortable spot to be in, you know, like it tests your patience, you know, it tests your positive outlook sometimes, you guys, but I have to keep reminding myself it won't always be this way. Things are going to get better. I just have to keep going, and sometimes that's really hard to do. Like I said, I had that weird energy hit me yesterday, and I was just like, I felt like Chris Farley in the movie, you know, where he falls down the mountain, and then he's like, what the hell was that all about? That's how I feel. And I'm aging myself. Some of you are probably like, who's Chris Farley? And it's like, oh man, you really missed out. I love Chris Farley. But anyway, let's get on and see what life wants us to know. You know, life do be lifing a little too hard sometimes. Your girl here is like, hey, yo, life, pump your brakes, use some Vaseline. And life is like, nah, bro, you can handle it. And I'm like, just because I can, don't mean I want to, you know, like, come on now. Come on now. So we do have the bird perched waiting for news package letter. Like I said, you know, some of you are waiting to hear probably, maybe it could even be a job offer. You know, maybe you had an interview and now you're waiting for the rest. You could be waiting for a promotion, a raise, you know, the letter to say you've been approved for, you know, to go to school, or, you know, something to do with your finances there. What is it? Financial aid, you know, waiting to hear back on things, you guys. And like I said, that can be a really uncomfortable spot, you know, waiting for your lawyer to get a hold of you. Oh, and here's this ugly ass vulture. Depression, anxiety, worry that someone is against you. That is definitely what creeped up on me yesterday. And you guys, I went through, like, I was sad, depressed, and then I was angry, and then I was like, I just want to lay here and eat and cry. And, you know, I went from like one extreme to the other, and then finally it just left, and I was like, okay, I don't know what that was even all about, but okay, you know. And I really did feel like giving up, not on life, you know, like not like that, but, and usually when I get like that, my breakthrough or something big is right around the corner, but I have to, like, you know, it's like a test or something, and then, you know, having to realize, like, I'm not being punished, you know, I'm going through things for a reason, and I, you know, it's not always comfortable, and it doesn't always feel good, so, you know, ooh, but, you know, the caterpillar turns into goo before it becomes the butterfly. You know, that's a painful transformation, you guys. So, you know, maybe you're there too. Maybe it's a dark night of the soul, but you have success here, and all those stars, and the stars in Tarot, the star rather in Tarot is Aquarius. And, you know, that's about our hope and our faith that things are going to work out. You know, I trust and believe in the universe that I have been heard, that my guides and angels are working overtime behind the scenes on my behalf for my highest and greatest good. And, you know, sometimes it's hard to stay in alignment, you know. I feel like I get twisted sometimes or off track a little bit, you know, and you got to keep going anyway, right? Even though it would be so much easier sometimes to be like, you know what, I'm good where I'm at. And then we get stuck and stagnant. Ugh. Life's a dance we learn as we go, right, you guys? So keep going, keep trying, keep doing your best. Honor your feelings, you know, give yourself space for grace, you guys. Don't be too hard on yourself, you know. Because you do bring a lot to the table. You know, the universe doesn't play favorites, but I also believe that the universe is like, oh, see, this person is stepping up. They're doing the things to try to help their situation, you know. I don't know, it's just like it's been a wonky time or something, you know. 2024 definitely felt like a dumpster fire year for me and a lot of people that I knew. So hoping 2025 is a lot better. And you know, I asked for a slowdown, and you know, compared to last year, it does feel like this year has slowed down. So I'm grateful and thankful for that. You know, I don't want it to be so slow. I'm just like, oh my God, pick up, you know, but January can feel like it lasts 6 months sometimes. It's really weird, you know, and then there are times where it feels like something happened yesterday, but it was 15 years ago, you know, that sort of thing. Time can be weird like that, and you know, our feelings can be weird like that. I don't know, like I said, it was just so weird and random yesterday, but I feel better today, so that's definitely a good thing. And you know, I'm sure, you know, it's not like it was a one and done thing. I'm sure it'll happen again. I'm sure it's happened before and I just don't remember it, you know, because it wasn't as recent. But anyway, I hope this finds you well. I hope you feel amazing and wonderful, and that you trust and believe that you are worthy and deserving of good things, that you open yourself up. You know, you tell the universe, show me how good it gets. I am open and ready to receive here, you guys. So you know, have talks with your higher self, your guides, your angels, your inner self, you guys. You know, we have to really get real, and sometimes we just don't want to do that, and then sometimes it's like, oh, you don't want to, and now it's gonna be forced on you. So better to do it when you have the choice of doing it, rather than, oh, now you have to. There's no excuses, right? So all right, you guys, these are the messages. I hope you enjoyed them. If you did, please leave me a comment down below. Let me know. Make sure you smash the heck out of that like button. Run them numbers up on this reading if you would like to see more like it. If you would like to book one of these readings for yourself, leave me a comment or shoot me an email. Let me know, you guys. I love doing personal private readings as well. If you haven't already and you find you keep coming back here, please subscribe to the channel, you guys. That truly means so very much to me. I love growth. I love expansion. I love being able to interact with you guys. It really brightens my day. All right, you guys, from the bottom of my heart, I love and appreciate each and every single one of you, and I want to say thank you, blessed be, namaste, and goodbye.